Most people fly into Eastern Europe and head straight to Prague or Budapest. But what if I told you one of the cheapest and loudest nightlife cities in the region sits quietly off the tourist trail? Welcome to Bucharest. By day, smoke rises from charcoal grills inside massive local markets. Mici sizzle over open flame. Pickles sit in barrels. Butchers chop pork on thick wooden blocks. By night, cobblestone streets fill with cheap beer, music spills from stacked bars, and crowds push shoulder to shoulder through narrow Old Town lanes. This city doesn't polish its edges, it keeps them. Today, we're starting in the markets, where Romanian comfort food is sold by the kilo, before moving through flea markets, communist-era landmarks, and into one of Europe's most affordable nightlife scenes. If you enjoy discovering cities that feel raw, energetic, and slightly unpredictable, hit like and subscribe. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and it lets me keep uncovering places that don't try to impress, they just operate. Obor Market. Morning in Bucharest doesn't begin quietly. At Obor Market, it begins with smoke. Before you even reach the main hall, you can smell it. Charcoal catching, fat hitting heat, garlic rising into the air. The sound follows next. Metal tongs striking grill bars, vendors calling out orders, knives thudding against thick wooden blocks. Inside, the market stretches wide and practical. Crates of tomatoes glow red under fluorescent lights. Bundles of dill and parsley release sharp green scent as they're lifted and weighed. Cheese wheels sit stacked in pale columns, sliced cleanly with long blades and wrapped in paper without ceremony. But outside, that's where the heat gathers. Rows of mici hiss over open flame. No casing, just minced beef and pork packed tight, heavy with garlic and black pepper. They blister quickly, edges darkening, juices dripping into coals below. A line forms, but no one rushes. Mustard is squeezed thick and bright across hot meat. Bread is torn, not sliced. The first bite is smoky, salty, immediate. Nearby, pots of chorba steam steadily. Sour soup with pork and vegetables, ladled deep into bowls that fog the air as they move from counter to table. Trays of sarmale sit ready, cabbage leaves wrapped tight around rice and minced meat, resting in light tomato sauce. Pickle barrels stand open, cucumbers float in brine. Cabbage glistens under thin liquid. The scent is sharp, fermented, alive. Obor doesn't feel curated, it feels necessary. This is where the city feeds itself before anything else happens. Location: Obor Market, Șoseaua Colentina, Bucharest. Mici 5 to 8 lei, $1 to $2 each. Market plates 20 to 35 lei, $4 to $7. Piața Amzei. Closer to the center of Bucharest, the energy tightens. Inside Piața Amzei, there's no smoke drifting into the sky, no heavy charcoal haze. Instead, the market hums softly. Footsteps on tile, paper bags folding. Quiet exchanges between vendor and regular. The colors come first. Tomatoes stacked in shallow crates, peppers glossy and firm, herbs bundled tightly with elastic bands, their scent released the moment they're lifted from the table. At the cheese counters, pale blocks of telemea are cut cleanly with long knives. The blade slides through slowly, steady and practiced. Cheese is wrapped in thin paper, weighed, and passed across without a word. Eggs are stacked in cardboard trays. Bread is sliced by hand. Bottles of sunflower oil catch the light. Small counters near the entrance ladle out daily soups. Simple bowls of chorba served fast and eaten standing. Plates of grilled pork sit beside cabbage salad and thick slices of bread. Nothing ornamental, nothing explained. Conversations are brief here, familiar, routine. If Obor feels like a city engine running hot, Amzei feels like a kitchen in motion. Steady, necessary, lived in. This is the part of Bucharest that doesn't perform. It functions. Location: Piața Amzei, Sector 1, Central Bucharest. Lunch plates 20 to 40 lei, $4 to $8. Produce and cheese sold by weight. Vitan Flea Market. On Sunday mornings, long before the Old Town bars wake up, a different kind of crowd gathers in Bucharest. At Vitan Flea Market, there are no polished storefronts, no glass displays. Just folding tables, worn blankets, and rows of objects that feel like they've lived multiple lives. Old radios hum faintly when tested. Soviet badges glint under pale sunlight. Boxes of tangled cables sit beside stacks of yellowed books. Someone lifts a vintage camera, checks the lens, puts it back without a word. The air smells like dust, metal, and cheap coffee poured from thermos flasks. Vendors don't shout, they nod. Prices are murmured. Bargaining is quiet but firm. Between the tables, a man sells kovrigi, warm Romanian pretzels twisted thick and golden. Nearby, plastic cups of espresso pass hand to hand as conversations drift between politics, football, and memory. Nothing matches here, and that's the rhythm. This isn't curated nostalgia. It's accumulation, the leftovers of decades laid out in the open. Location: Vitan Flea Market, Sector 3, Bucharest, primarily Sundays. Entry fee minimal, prices negotiated. Palace of the Parliament, monumental silence. Then the city changes scale. Rising above central Bucharest, the Palace of the Parliament doesn't blend into the skyline. It dominates it. The building stretches outward in heavy symmetry. Stone columns, endless windows. A facade so wide it feels almost unreal from ground level. It was built during the communist era under Nicolae Ceausescu, and it shows. Grand, imposing, unapologetically large. Standing in front of it, the noise of the markets feels far away. Traffic hums in the distance, but here, footsteps echo across open pavement. The scale absorbs sound. The building feels less like architecture and more like mass. By day, it's pale and rigid under the sun. By night, floodlights wash it in gold, softening its edges but not its presence. Bucharest isn't just smoke and street food. It carries history, heavy, visible, unavoidable. The markets feed the present. This building reminds you of the past. Location: Palace of the Parliament, Central Bucharest. Exterior viewing free, guided tours available, ticketed. Lipscani, where Bucharest gets loud. As the sun drops behind the skyline, the silence doesn't last. In Lipscani, the night doesn't ease in, it spills out. Cobblestone streets narrow quickly, and the sound compresses with them. Music leaks from open doors, glasses clink, laughter bounces off old brick walls that once held merchants and traders centuries ago. Bars sit shoulder to shoulder here, stacked tightly, neon glowing against worn stone. Some are small and dim, others bright and loud. No velvet ropes, no long queues, just movement. Beer is cheap, cocktails are strong, conversations are louder than necessary. Crowds spill into the street, filling every gap between buildings. Groups move from one doorway to the next without much planning. Someone plays music from a speaker near the corner. Another bar answers back with something louder. It feels unfiltered, less curated than Western Europe, less polished, more direct. Food never disappears entirely. Late-night shawarma stands hum at the edges. Small windows serve slices of pizza on paper plates. And sometimes, just off the main strip, a grill fires up again. More mici turning over charcoal for anyone not ready to call it a night. If Obor is where Bucharest feeds itself by day, Lipscani is where it releases energy after dark. This is the ignition point. Location: Lipscani Street, Old Town, Bucharest. Beer 8 to 15 lei, 2 to 3 US dollars. Cocktails 25 to 40 lei, 5 to 8 US dollars. Late night street food, after hours fuel. Long after midnight, when the music blurs and the streets thin slightly, Bucharest doesn't shut down. It shifts. On the edge of Lipscani, small food windows glow under harsh white lights. Shawarma spits rotate slowly, shaved meat falling into flatbread with garlic sauce and pickles. Grease stains paper, hands move fast. No one asks many questions. A few streets over, charcoal grills fire again. More mici hit the heat, smoke rising sharply into the cool night air. Mustard squeezed thick, bread torn quickly. Some grab slices of pizza folded in half. Others queue quietly for fries buried under sauce. Conversation slow, but appetite sharpens. There's no presentation, just instinct. Beer in one hand, food in the other. This is the final layer of the city. Not the polished restaurant scene, not the curated cocktail bar, but the simple need to eat before heading home. The market started the day. The grills finish it. Location: street vendors around Lipscani and central Bucharest. Shawarma 20 to 35 lei, 4 to 7 US dollars. Mici 5 to 8 lei, 1 to 2 US dollars each. Bucharest isn't polished. It doesn't soften its edges for visitors. It doesn't glow the way Western capitals do. It doesn't compete for elegance. It operates. From the smoke rising at Obor Market to the quiet rhythm of Piața Amzei, to the scattered memories laid out at Vitan Flea Market, the city feeds itself without performance. Then night comes. Cobblestones tighten under the glow of Lipscani. Music spills into the street. Cheap beer clinks under neon. Grills fire up again. Garlic, smoke, and mustard cut through the dark. Bucharest doesn't try to impress you. It tests you. It moves fast. It feeds hard. It stays loud. And when the streets finally quiet, the scent of charcoal still lingers in the air, like the city isn't quite finished yet. In Bucharest, the night doesn't hide the city. It reveals it.